Welcome back to segment 3 of episode 3 of Susan's Craft. Now we're going to add to our embellishment collection technique. You might remember in episode 1 we did Suffolk puffs. You might recall this sampler that we did with the Suffolk puffs, leaves, and we also appliqued on some leaves, other extra leaves as well. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take this one step further and we're going to do a gathered flower. Now, examples of the gathered flower you can see in this picture frame. We've got gathered flowers here and here. We've got some smaller ones as well. I thought I'd also show you a leaf as well, which can be really nice for when you do a embellishment and you want to make it into a feature. Also, the gathered flower, we've made these strawberries and we've actually put the gathered flower on top as the leaves, which has made them so cute. Again, I've actually tea dyed the lace and that look gives it a nice old worldly look. We've also got a gathered flower around this top of this Christmas strawberry. So it can also have a multitude of uses. We've done some really tiny little gathered flowers here with some little crossover leaves here, and it's actually embellished the strawberry and has made it look so cute, and it would be absolutely gorgeous on a Christmas tree. We've also got these which look really nice just sitting in a dresser or in a crystal cabinet. Again, gathered flowers, buttons, any spare buttons that tone in together look really nice. On this one, we've done gathered flowers, but we've also added some lace underneath, lace motifs and extra buttons. So that has really dressed it up. So just from a very simple gathered flower, you can create a very eye-appealing arrangement. So let's get started. Now, the formula for making these gathered flowers is the width of your fabric multiplied by 10. So for example, I've got fabric here, or ribbon I should say, that is, let's just measure it, it's 1 inch wide. So we're going to multiply that by 10, so 1 inch wide, and that means we need 10 inches in length to create our flower. So just measure off the 10. It's all right if you go over a little bit or go under a little bit, you're still going to get this same effect. It's a nice gathered, ruffled flower. So we've got our piece of black ribbon. I'll just pop my glasses on so I can see what we're doing. We've got our needle threaded. I've just put in some green cotton. You don't have to do matching cotton because with the gathers of the flower, the cotton disappears. Start down the edge. We're going to do a U shape around this ribbon. So we've just, again, secure it to the ribbon. And these are the sort of things that you could sit in front of TV and do. You could make a multitude of them, have them in stock, just in a collection, and as your projects arise, you can always dive for them and they're already done. So we've done a couple of tacking stitches along the edge. Now we're just going to take a second or two and we're going to do some running stitches along one edge of the ribbon. So you can see how you could quite easily sit in front of the TV at night and make up a container full of these ready for use. Right, so we've come to the end of our tacking, and as we did at the beginning, we've come along the base. What we're going to do is just pull it up and then we'll do a knot to secure it all because we don't want to lose our stitching. And then what we're going to do is meet our 2 knots or kiss our 2 knots and join there just as we go. There we go. We're just going to do a quick stitch. And there we go. We've joined our 2 ends and we've created a gathered flower. And then for the stamen in the centre, we've just got some ribbon, we've knotted it and then threaded it through. So we've got a gorgeous little flower that we can add as embellishment. So do have a look at our blog, and our blog will give you the direction sheet that you can print off. Welcome back to our final segment in episode 3. Now, another great thing that a lot of patchworkers like to do, besides bags and doing the patchwork, is also to make little baskets. Now, these are just the cutest things that you can make out of scraps of fabric, regardless of the size of the scraps of fabric. The only thing is they need to be squared or rectangled. This is a gorgeous little basket. Only takes about 5 minutes to make, and so we'll just quickly run through the technique. Now, as you notice, I've got a lining, which is a colour matching to our outer fabric. I've used furnishing fabric in this one. So I've cut out my 2 squares, my outer and my inner. I just place them right sides together, and I'm going to need to sew all the way around. And here I have prepared one that I've sewed all the way around. I've given myself a 1/4 inch seam, and I've left a gap here on purpose so that I can then turn my piece to the right side. So to turn it to the right side, we just open it up, push it through. It just takes a little minute to do. There we go, we're just pushing it through. Now, in this case, we really can't finger press once we've turned it through. So what we're going to need is the iron. So I've already got a couple that I've already sewn together and turned them through. And here we are, we've got one that has already been sewn. We've left the gap unsewn because that'll get absorbed once we create the shape. Now, to create the shape, this one here, we've actually pinched the corners. So what we're going to do is pinch the corner, and we'll come in about 3/4 of an inch, place a pin, and we do that to each of our corners. And as you can see, just sitting there, we've got our little basket. And all we need to do is, when we're sewing this, a couple of simple little stitches on our sewing machine, and we're just going to sew. We'll go down, I'm going to go backwards to secure the seam, because they're going to be seams of stress, especially as you fill the basket with different things. So we'll just go back again, bring up my needle, and I'll just trim off all the loose threads. There we go. So you can see how easy it is to create these baskets, and how nice you can actually colour coordinate them. Imagine your table setting with colour coordinated little baskets. You could have them as bread baskets or baskets for sweets. They'd look absolutely gorgeous. These will be instructions on our blog. Do take time to go and have a look at our blog, and I'm sure you'll have fun creating these baskets as gift baskets or baskets for around the home to store things in.